Hey guys, today I'm going to show you some of the maintenance we have on our homestead. We just got our first sweetie snow and the first snow ever for little kittens, which they seem to really enjoy. I've been finding their paw prints all over the homestead. And with winter now fast approaching, it's time to stay on top of things, so nothing goes down when you most need it. Here's our wood chip storage. It always strikes me again and again just how massive these piles are. Though they won't quite be enough for the winter, so we need to stock up a bit eventually, but they will keep us warm for a while longer. The snow here also tells me that at least one of the kittens has been here, probably Nix. He's the lone wolf in the group, and I only saw one set of prints. It's just so cute how curious they are about everything, even the snow. Sometimes I catch them pawing at it or chasing after falling snowflakes. It's kind of childlike wonder. Well, I suppose they are still babies. Here's our machine shop and furnace, and the big container here is where I park the wood chips before they meet their fiery end. But first, I have to get them there. This beast is my workhorse here, and there's pretty much nothing that can stand in its way. It also means I have to be pretty careful with the rear bucket, for example. Otherwise, I might just rip out the roof of the shop and storage unit. After a couple buckets, the container is full enough to last about a week at about freezing temperature, but I'll be careful not to fill it up too much because otherwise it's gonna hurt the mechanism inside. Here you have a small peek of what's inside and the piston that keeps up the lid. It's now going down. In here you can see the wood chips, and down to the right there's a big screw that's moving all the chips outside the container. Underneath all the wood is also a big piston with multiple steps on it, so if the system detects there's a lack of chips at the screw, it will activate the piston and slowly push the chips forward with multiple small ramps. The container screw then delivers them to screw number 2, which leads the chips inside where they follow to the final screw. Now this final screw is always turning to prevent backburn, while the first two are on a timer to keep a safe supply of chips going, but not to overwhelm the furnace. The furnace itself starts just via a heat gun and has a sensor to know when the chips are ignited. Once the flames are going, 2 fans start up and blast the flames from the furnace to the boiler, which heats up the water and warms up our house and shop. Now we get to our water system. This tank is fed by about 60-meter deep well, but needs weekly maintenance. Since we don't have water from the city, the water we pump up isn't pressurized, so it wouldn't flow anywhere we need it to. This tank solves that. It's about half full of water, half full of air, but over the course of the week the water keeps filling up while the air doesn't get replenished and even dissolves into the water and loses pressure. So once a week I have to drain the water and put new air in the system. I start off by turning off the well pump and separating the tank from the system. Once that is done, I can start draining the water, which goes right back down into the well. Next I connect the air hose to the top of the tank. The little trick is to already connect the air and turn it on while the water is flowing out to let the water flow out faster. Once I can't see the water level in the little tube anymore, I close the valve and let the pressure build up in the tank to a little over 4 bars. This takes by far the longest of the process. Once the pressure is reached, I close the valve and turn off the pressure pump, and now I can turn on the well pump. This will add a bit more pressure to the system, to usually around 4.5 bars. And when that has leveled out, I can slowly open the tank to the system again. If I were to go too fast here, I could blow the pipes from the now quite increased pressure. And while you watched me carefully open the valve, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next week on our homestead.